Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. Welcome to the online teaching academy Ekalaiva. We are in the second part of outcomes of democracy children. I have divided the board into four parts: economic growth and development, reduction of inequality and poverty, accommodation of social diversity, and dignity and freedom of the citizens. What is it? Why I have written here? We will just see to it, children. Shall we move on? Yes. Economic growth and development. Now, children, you already know that we are in the democratical form of government. Yes, not only India, but many countries are just having a democratical form of government. If we just pose a question whether all the democratical form of government is having a economic growth and development means, even to this day, I don't think you can give a correct answer. Now, so that we had a survey, children. That is from 1950 to 2000, there was a survey. That survey was just a comparison between dictatorship and democracy. Whether dictatorial form of government will be having a higher growth as far as their economy is concerned, or whether democratical form of government as such. But this survey proved that dictatorship, the country whichever is following dictatorship, was having the higher growth of economy and development, it seems, children. Now, your first question is, ma'am, where is dictatorship in this modern era? Of course, Hitler was not there in 1950. We will just take an example of North Korea, right? So when we just take it, they did have the economic growth in a higher level, it seems, children, when compared to democratical form of government. Now, the evidence is proving that dictatorship is having the higher growth. But can we just come to a conclusion that having the dictatorship is only the reason? No, children. We can't just come to the conclusion like that. We have to see the global situation of that country, that is a democratical form of country. Okay. The population, right? Then the cooperation from other countries. All these plays a very vital role, children. Only with the form of the government we cannot come to a conclusion. Have you all understood till here, children? Everyone got it? But one thing we have to see to it. That is, we cannot say that democracy is a guarantee of economic development, but we have to just see to it that democracy should not lag behind the dictatorship also, children. But when it comes to the less developed nation, that is, we can just say the developing nation as such, which is that country, for example, you just take it as Africa. So if it is a dictatorship or democracy, both are negligible, children. So that doesn't matter whichever the government they have. But if it is a country which can be prospered, then we have to take the other criteria in order to make that prosperity just prolong. Have you all understood this point, children? We will move on to the second topic. Reduction of inequality and poverty. Now, the question is, when a country is achieving the economic goal, will wealth be distributed in the same way? Really, it is a worth question, children. Okay. Now, we can say that we are in a stage of, in the mediocre stage as far as India is said to be. That is, we are considered as a developing nation. Right, children? So, does that mean that in our country there is no people who are said to be poor or under the poverty line? No, no, children. Now, we can't say that all the wealth in our country has been shared equally and all are just said to be happy with having their basic necessities as such. then no poor people will be there in any country, no beggars will be there in any country as such. Right, children? Yes. Now, we have to see one thing, that is, all individuals have equal weightage as far as the election is concerned, isn't it, children? There is no any barrier as far as the election is concerned. If he is 18 and if he is belong to a particular country for and having a citizenship, then automatically he can come and vote, right? Then, parallel to the process of bringing individuals into the political arena on the equal footing, they have a equal footing. But what happens, we find that the economic inequalities are growing along with their children. So the economic inequalities are growing along with it. Why? What can be done? Okay. Now, why this type of disparities we are seeing, children, right? We have a ultra rich person, right? Then opposite to it, we have a poor person who is not having the basic necessities which he should have, like food, clothing, shelter, children. Okay, not only that, their share in the total income of the country has been increasing day by day, year by year. But what happens to the poor? They are just, their poverty level is decreasing. So ultimately we can come to a conclusion that rich is becoming richer and the poor one is becoming poorer, children. Okay, so their incomes have been declining. Sometimes, of course, I have to say this, sometimes they find it difficult to meet their basic amenities, that is food, clothing and shelter also, where even they can't afford it, children. They can't afford it. Now, when you compare the other countries like Bangladesh, it is worse than these children. You know, half of the population are said to be under the poverty line. Under the poverty line. Now, the more worse than that is, several poor countries are now dependent on the rich countries even for food. Now, even the countries are having such type of difficulties, children. Have you all got it? Yes. We will move on to the third topic, accommodation of social diversity. Now, children, you already know that our country is said to be a democratical form of government. Not only that, we do have different type of a culture, isn't it? Especially India, it is said to be almost a diversified nation, children, right? But even as far as uh, the examples of Belgium, if you take into consideration, you can see that how it was able to just make and negotiate the other countries and just bring them into one single umbrella, children. Even though lots of different ethnic population were there during that time. Now, what happens, children? This reduces the possibilities of tensions. Okay, so automatically, no people will be going for violence or for any other activities which is said to be illegal, children. But even here, we have to see one more thing. When we are just following the mechanism, okay, mechanism to negotiate the difference, like Belgium, it is really successful, children. Okay. Now, what one thing we have to understand is we can just go however we want to accommodate the people to us. But when it comes to non-democratical form of government, they just turn a blind eye. They will not consider the people's differences, diversities, accommodation, that doesn't bother them because they are not in that position because of the people, Right, children? That is the major difference between the democratical form of government and the other form of government. You take it monarchy or dictatorship or whatever it is. So people are under prominence as far as this democratical form of government, children. When you say so much of other countries where they have a democratical form of government, we have to see one country which was not following it, even though they were following democracy. Of course, even that we read, no, children, that is Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka, because it was in almost having a majority and almost they were dominating the Tamil people who were there. So such type of situation should not occur. So ultimately what happened, two conditions have to be made in order to achieve this outcome, children. What are those two conditions? We will just see. So to put it in nutshell, I can just say the majority and minority should work together. If this occurs, automatically you can succeed, children. The nation can succeed. So what it always means, the majority always needs to work with the minority so that the government function to represent the general view. So when they work together, automatically you will be having a general view without any disparities, children. Okay? Yes. Second one. Now, the majority always doesn't become a majority, children. In this, we have to consider one thing. Majority means it is not majority of a community or a race or a linguistic group. Here, the majority means in case of every decision or in case of every election, different person and groups may and can form a majority. That is what we mean here. So different groups may form a majority. So here no community, no language, no linguistic, no race is taken into consideration. Did you all get it, children? So democracy remains democracy only as long as every citizen has a chance of being in majority at some point of time, children. So all will be getting the opportunity as such. So if someone is barred in the sense if he is not allowed from being in majority on the basis of birth, then the democratic rule ceases to be accommodative for that person or a group on the whole, children. Really, it is appreciable. It is appreciable, children. Shall we move on to the last? That is dignity and freedom of the citizen. See, children, as far as India is concerned, we just give respect to all the religion, language, or whatever it is, children. Now, for our fellow beings, especially whoever belongs to whichever caste as such. So, of course, often we can see the conflicts arising, but it's just suppressed like that itself, children. But the passion for respect and freedom are the basis of democracy. That is the basic foundation for our democracy, children. So, democracies throughout the world have recognized it, at least in principle. Right, children? Yes. But what happens, no, children? The society which have been built for long on the basis of subordination, right? Or and domination. It's not a simple matter to recognize them, children. I'll give you example for this. I'll I'll just give you an example for this. The gender women who is suppressed by the male dominated society and who is not getting equal treatment till this day, children. I mean it, till this day is necessary that they have to be just given their own dignity, what they deserve, children, what they deserve. So that doesn't mean that women are actually always treated with respect or treated with disrespect, but whether they are given the recognition which they deserve means even to this day it's a question mark. Okay, children. Now, in a non-democratic form of government, we can say that they did not answer this question because they are not in a legal base, right, children? Or they will never follow a principle of freedom and dignity, right? But when we are claiming that we are following a democratical form of government, there should be a equal status, right? And equal opportunity for all. I'm not talking only about the women, but women should be given the prominences. Along with women, we should see it that caste based, right? Okay, inequalities as far as the income is concerned, right? And atrocities. All these lack the moral and legal foundation, children. Okay, yes. Now you can see in some of the country, even to this day, they were not given the right to vote till 2017. And mind you, children, the license of a woman who was riding the car was taken back in a country. Okay, so we can see even this modern millennium era, you can see lots of women are being degraded where they are not given the necessary recognition what they actually deserve, children. Okay, but one thing we have to keep it in our mind, that is, we are just blaming the democracy one after the other time. When democracy is fulfilling one of the expectation of the people, the other expectation starts from it. From this, we can just come to a conclusion that the examination is never over for democracy's children. So always democracy is put under certain test. But of course, even after fighting, it is just coming out. But once again, it has to go for writing the test once again, children. Okay, so we have to think only one thing in our mind. Most individuals today believe that their vote makes a difference to the way the government is run and to their own self-respect. With that only we are having that motivation of putting the old children. Yes, shall we have a quick recap with the PowerPoint? Yes, children. Of course, the name of the lesson, outcomes of democracy. Yes, children, of course, the great dictatorial leader, that is Hitler. Okay, and of course the people, democracy doesn't alone depend on the economic growth as far as the country is concerned, but we have to see the population size, global situation, cooperation from other countries, economic priorities adopted by the country. Okay, however, the difference in the rates of the economic development is almost less developed countries with dictatorships and democracies is negligible, children. Yes, you can see the disparity in this picture almost where you have a big apartment side, you can see the huts over there, children. Yes, Bangladesh, which has almost half of the populations are under the poverty level. And of course, we are making the political parties to win through our votes as such, but they are not, they are just turning as a blind eye towards the poverty issue. Social diversity. So we can just see to it that there is a plus point where we can just make our country to be united always with our diversity as such. But such type of opportunity cannot be provided for non-democratical form of country because they always be a blind eye for that such a situation, children. And two conditions which in order to achieve this outcome, we have to see to it that majority and minority opinions are almost they work together. And we have to see that rule by majority doesn't become rule by majority community as such. So there is no community, caste or creed or whatever it is, it should be formed on the basis of the people themselves. Yes, there should not be any discrimination, especially between the gender as such, where women has to be given the dignity which she actually deserves. Democracy in India has strengthened the claims of the disadvantaged and discriminated caste for equal status and equal opportunity. This is the strategy, children, we have here, right? So success of democracy comes with more expectations and complaints from people, which indirectly indicates participation, right? People have developed awareness and ability to expect and look critically at power holders, right, children? Of course, I wanted to just wind up this chapter with this great slogan given by our father of our nation, that is, democracy disciplined and enlightened is the finest thing in the world. A democracy prejudiced, ignorant, superstitious will land itself in chaos and maybe self destroyed. Absolutely awesome, children. Absolutely awesome. These are the questions which are expected. Democracy cannot reduce inequality of income between different citizens. So we have to explain about it. Democracies lead to peaceful and harmonious life among citizens. Support this statement with example. Distinguish between democracy and dictatorship as form of government. Yes, children. With this, we are winding up the chapter, right? To receive our online lesson, please press the button subscribe. You will receive our latest updates. Thank you.